Here's another podcast from the Pod Bros Network.
What is going on, all of you JCVD fans?
You are excited, and who could blame you?
Honestly, thank you. Let's throw it out there, man.
Hell yeah.
Episode 100.
Let's throw them out.
All 100 episodes.
Our centennial episode.
Can you believe it?
It's been a long road, cowboy.
It has. Who would have known that we would have done 100 episodes of Van Damme when his filmography is only at 71 right now currently? So we've done 29 more other episodes than what his filmography is at. So,
hell yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back, everyone. We thank you all so much. We thank our patrons who got that super secret episode. So, I mean, technically, I guess this is 101, really. But in order to get that Patreon exclusive, you got to go to patreon.com/podbros and only pay $1. And you get the really cool super secret episode.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was such a joy to record.
It was. It really was. I think we're going to do another one soon.
We should.
And we're going to reward that to the people that already have the $1 one.
They've earned it.
Yeah, exactly. They've been donating ever since, and we truly appreciate it. But that will be a separate tier, too, so you'll have to pay extra for that. But you snooze, you lose, right?
That's right.
So anyway, do that. We have our TeePublic store right now. We don't have any of our own designs, but because we've teamed up with TeePublic likes us that much that they decided to team up with us, which makes me happy.
Hell yeah.
I chose some other people's Van Damme designs, and I put them up on our page.
Nice.
So, because I'm allowed to do that. Helps them out, helps us out if you buy it through our store. So go to te.pub/lic/podbros and go during one of the sales and go to our store.
They have them all the time.
Yeah, man, they do. They really do. Also, Amazon.com. Use our link, though, on podbros.com. Doesn't cost you anything, but helps us out in the long run. Thank you all who are doing that as well. You truly help us out. I'm not just saying that. So, with all of that out of the way, episode 100, man. Episode 100.
Here we go.
And here we go with The Bouncer. It's not where we're actually doing a Van Damme film for episode 100. So, I tried to get Van Damme. I tried. I didn't try hard enough, I guess.
You just keep trying until you get a cease and desist.
Yeah, that's exactly it, right? So I haven't got a cease and desist, haven't got a PPO against me. So I guess I'm not trying hard enough, but no interview with him.
Damn it. We'll keep trying.
Van damn it.
God Van damn it.
So yeah, that's okay. But The Bouncer, this 2018 rated R 1 hour and 34-minute action drama thriller. It actually came out in 2019 in America.
Yeah.
Just last week, actually. It was in theaters and on demand. Sterling Heights was the closest theater for us, which
Bless
is,
them.
About
still a bit of a
minutes.
drive.
Yeah, a little bit of a drive
The
here.
weather hasn't been very
Weather's
friendly
absolutely
lately.
terrible. I really did want to go see it in theater. We both did, but it just, things didn't work out. Maybe if it's still in theater, I don't know if it is.
Oh, man.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be fun. I would watch this again.
Yeah. The little spoilery on our end right there.
Yep.
But yeah, it's about a nightclub bouncer in his 50s who's taken punches literally and figuratively, struggles to raise his 8-year-old daughter. Thanks, Simon Alejandri.
It's a really good synopsis.
Yeah, that pretty much, that did sum it up.
Mm-hmm.
It was director Julian Leclerc. Writer was, the English version of saying this is Jeremy Guayez. And I don't know how to say his name.
I was looking at the credits and I was like, John's going to have fun with this
one. I know, man. I know. I kind of actually just skipped over. You could kind of tell I skipped over the cast to catch that.
Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah. I don't think there's a tagline for this, actually. That's kind of sad.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to bounce back.
Oh, that's exactly it. That's the tagline. You guys are welcome. All right. Van Damme plays Lucas. Sammy Boalagila plays Maxim.
Was that the mob boss or the?
No, that was. I think that was the cop.
Okay.
Sveva Alviti plays Lisa Zaccarini. Sam Lewick plays Jan Deckers. That was the mob boss.
Yeah, that's right.
Kevin Jansen's play Geert. Ferris played Omar, and Alice Versette played Sarah. That's pretty much Sarah was his daughter in the film.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of all you need to know for those.
Kind of a small cast, really.
It was. It really was, man. It's a very dark film.
Yeah, I would definitely describe it. It definitely has a lot of film noir-ish elements to it.
Yeah, man.
Very bleak. If you're wanting a feel-good action fest with a self-confident hero, then you probably want to skip this one.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at the rating on IMDb for it. It got a 6.1 out of 10. I think that's,
to be fair, that's like
harsh.
2 or 3 higher than a lot of his movies.
Yeah, man, right?
They give him they just rake him through the coals.
Yeah. But the latest ones are actually not bad. You know, you got a lot of 10 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Which, I mean, I could see that, 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
The range, like 7, 8, 9, 10 for people. I think that's a good range for it. I don't see 6.
No.
I think that's a little bit too much. A little bit
too little.
Yeah, like what has gone wrong in your life that you have to rate a Van Damme film in 2019 a 6?
To be fair, they might have expected something different from a Van Damme film, and maybe that's where the disappointment.
Maybe you know what? You're right. Man, thank you for being such a wonderful co-host.
It's the least I can do.
So yeah, getting into the movie, we see a hooded figure with a backpack making their way. I shouldn't assume, but I assumed right.
Making its way.
Its way, yeah.
I do think there is the preferred pronoun because it's still a person and not it, you know.
Well, we don't know if this is a xenomorph. We don't know what it. This could be 2 children in a coat.
It could be it could be a swarm of bees.
It could be a swarm of bees. Exactly. Getting into our Rage in the Cage cast soon. So be on the lookout for that.
Not the bees.
Bees. Can't wait till we review that. Well, anyway, he makes his way up the stairs and takes off his coat, and it's Van Damme. Opens up his locker. We find out he's a bouncer at some big nightclub. He's watching over people as they dance, does all the stereotypical things a bouncer has to do. He takes like a dude out of there, helps a drunk girl. Then we see the title screen, The Bouncer. The next day, he's cooking breakfast, drinking coffee or tea, and his daughter comes up to him. He's looking over her school supplies list. He's like, "What is this?" And she's like, "It's a pencil." And he takes her to school. We see that they haven't received his tuition. And he's like, "This week, I promise."
Without fail.
Without fail, yeah. Yeah, that's right. This week without fail. And you can tell that he's having some hard times, obviously. Something's up here. Then he goes shopping, wakes up, works out, hits the bag a little bit. We're at the club again. He's watching another bouncer. Then a guy throws his drink at a waitress, knocks the glasses off her table, and he takes the dude out of there. The guy tries to hit him. He moves out of the way. The guy knocks and hits his head and starts bleeding. And his bouncer buddy's like, "Oh, shit, get out of here." So he takes off. They're at his house now. The guy tells him he wants to press charges and that the club has fired him. His bouncer buddy tells him this. And then lets him know, hey, there's a strip club looking for a bouncer. He'll hook him up with the job. So we see Van Damme is eating. He sees a guy walking across the street. I thought it was his buddy at first because you just see the back of him. And then he follows. It's the strip club. He goes in. The guy tells him about the job and then leads him into the basement and says, "Last man standing gets the job." And then everyone starts fighting.
There's like 6 dudes. Yeah. And like the rest of them actually look like bouncers.
Oh, I know.
Are like,
yeah, man.
Some of those dudes look to be upwards of like 350, 400.
Yeah, seriously. They're big dudes. And
that was a good fight scene, too.
It was. I was just about to say, man.
This movie,
there's very good fight scene.
I don't remember any music in it besides like the club music.
Yeah, right.
Very minimalistic style, like following from behind and interesting shots.
Yeah, interesting shots for real, yeah. Well, especially that, yeah.
This
a lot
fight
of
scene
behind.
was very, it was very realistic, gritty, and brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Like Van Damme, he gets knocked out for a good minute of it.
Yeah, like you get like the spinning stars kind of thing. He's like looking around like, oh shit. Sees the dude who beat the shit out of him pretty much. And I mean, he's a big dude too. Beats the shit out of another guy. Van Damme gets up and then he
works
starts
the
fighting the
leg,
huge
yeah.
dude. Yep. And it's funny because they're like both out of shape after they're getting the shit kicked out of each other.
They're both winded.
They're like, they just look at each other breathing heavily. I love that part. And then Van Damme, they fight again, and Van Damme chokes him out. Start Friday.
It was a very realistic fight scene, I felt. Like,
yeah, dude.
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Had his head gashed open.
Yeah. He had to take he
some
showered
butterfly
twice.
stitches,
That was his, second time showering in it. And it was over his
knot,
little knot. Yeah, man. So he fixes up his face, and his daughter asks him, "Who did that to you?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it," pretty much. And he and his daughter make dinner. He takes her to school again. He gives the teacher money. Police come up to him and ask him if they can question him. The guy that he hit is the son of an EU civil servant. So it's like, oh, geez.
This movie doesn't really paint the EU in a very positive light.
Yeah, not so much, right?
It's very noirish in that the authority figures, they're using leverage against him to force him into working for him.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly.
There's no good guys in this movie really at all. No one has his or his daughter's best interest at heart.
Not
except
at
for
all,
him.
except for him, right? Yeah, exactly. I think, man, I don't want to get into the discussion of it while we're talking, but sure, why not? I think that kind of got lost on a lot of people.
Yeah,
that they don't
I think
realize
so
that this is a noir movie based in today's time.
Mm-hmm.
But the people who, like you kind of said, who probably were expecting a Van Damme film, didn't realize, like, this is a legitimate noir film.
Yeah.
And probably have never seen one before, or maybe they have, but just like a little bit and didn't pay any attention to it. It really did, dude.
I do think it had a lot of nuance that might have been lost on some people.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely. It's a good sleeper film, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're seeing it right now, but I mean, we both own it.
Mm-hmm. We bought it.
We both bought it. Like
I'm not disappointed with that purchase
yeah,
either.
me either, man. Me either. Really enjoyed it, and I will. I'll watch it again. Sorry to give you basically our review right in the middle of telling you about it. I guess really, I hate to do this to you because it's so brand new that we're kind of spoiling the movie. So maybe I'll put like spoilers or something up, right? But I mean, if you've been listening to the Van Damme cast for all 100 episodes...
we give you a literal play-by-play synopsis.
Yeah, exactly. Rage in the Cage and Every Day I'm Wrestling might be a little bit different, by the way. So if you like what we do here and you expect that from those...
Too bad.
Yeah, maybe. Just let me know, actually.
Yeah, if you prefer that, I mean, we could... I mean, it's up to you guys.
Yeah, right? That's what it comes down to. And be honest, would you listen to Rage in the Cage? It might be a whole different audience.
That's true.
So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We could review his, drunken meltdown at that club where he's like, I'm not afraid to die with honor. Get in your car and walk away.
Who was it that, which rock and roll guy was with them?
Oh, I
can't
remember.
It wasn't like a Cabo Wabo, was it? Like,
it might have been. Fuck, who was that?
Oh my gosh. Oh man, why am I... Gosh, who was it?
Well, we'll have to wait for the review.
I know, right? I forgot. Oh, thank you for bringing that up.
It's always running in my head at all times.
Oh, man, yeah. So the cop asks him what he's hiding, and he thinks he's hiding something. He wants him to work for him. He's going to bring down a Flemish guy. It's the strip club guy. Van Damme's not interested, but he basically tells him, the cop tells him, you're going to work for me or I'm going to make your life hell. So Van Damme's at the club watching. A girl comes in. He's just staring at her. She's looking for Jan Duckers, the Flemish guy. The guy tells Van Damme to take her home. So he's like, watch her. Don't leave her for a second. They arrive at her place. She's at like a hotel or something. She takes off her shoes. She's wasted and just kind of staring at him, goes up in the elevator and is like, bye. And then Van Damme tells the cop about everything. He tells him just what's been going on, what's been happening. Nothing too crazy. Cop's just like, good, carry on. Keep doing it. We see more work at the club. Jan wants to see you outside. Jan's in the car. Van Damme gets in, and the dude who is like, Jan wants to see you outside, Miert, pulls a knife on him from the back seat. And they're like, who are you? We want to know who you really are. He's like, I'm about to for a strip club. And he's like, you only have one phone number on this phone. So he calls it, and you're going, oh shit, it's going to be a cop's number. And then you hear the daughter pick up, oui, hello, papa. And they hang up and start the car. So they're driving. And we find out he was a bodyguard abroad in South Africa and his wife died. They walk into this house. Jan's talking with some other guy. We find out that these guys don't want to do business with Jan, and Jan's telling this dude, you better work it out. So Jan starts asking Van Damme a bunch of questions, and then he's like, I want you to keep the car. It's my treat. And Van Damme's like,
yeah, he realizes he's really getting into something deep here.
Yeah, exactly. We see that his daughter's sleeping when he enters his house, which is kind of funny, too, because Jan's like, you live here?
Yeah.
He like, realizes how shitty his life is. And then he's talking to the cop again. He's like, they know where I live now. Except, okay, he doesn't say this stuff in English, really. It's like
part of the
Fringlish.
movie's half this movie's in French and half of it is in English.
Yeah, right? So when Van Damme basically talks to the Flemish guy, they're speaking in English to each other.
And there's even a little bit of Flemish in it, too.
Yeah, right? Yeah, there is. And then when he talks to the cop, is there any English between the two of them? I can't recall.
I think
so.
When he spoke to the cop, it was in English.
At least sometimes.
The cop
they might have went back and forth.
The cop he was an EU guy, right?
Yeah, yep. He was, because he was like, they bring me in
to sort out international incidents or something.
Yeah, yep.
So he was kind of like Interpol almost.
Yeah, right.
Not really sure how it works with police within
I don't know.
EU.
I don't know either. So he tells more to the officer. We find out Lisa is an Italian woman who was busted for counterfeiting. He picks up the lady to take her somewhere else. He drops her off, pulls into somewhere else, tells his daughter he will be 5 minutes. It's some like farm factory, some almost like a slaughterhouse, but nothing's going on there. His daughter screams, and someone drives off as Van Damme's inside. He runs out and then runs back in, and Mirt was like, you do this if you ever want to see your daughter alive again. And he just kind of beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, he has the gun pointed at him. Yeah, he just swipes it away, and
Yeah. And so you start to see like this. What I really liked it was you saw like the young what Van Damme used to be as the bodyguard type, right? You know, like some things still come back to him. He might be a little bit older, but he's still a badass. And so he easily took the gun away from him, you know, pulled it on him. And they're like, all right, you know, do this. We have a plan to get some guy. So Van Damme, they're like talking in the car, and the guy's like, here's the plan. And he's like, that's your plan? He goes, you got a fucking better plan? Van Damme's like, stay here.
This was a good scene, too.
Oh, yeah. So he goes up to the house. He sneaks up.
Was this all one shot?
I think so. The way that they made it seemed
if
like...
if not, it was well done and made it seem like it was all done in one take.
Yeah, so he walks into the house. He's creeping through it. He goes up some stairs, and all of a sudden some guys are coming downstairs. So he turns around, walks back, tries to hide, waits for the guys to pass, goes back up, opens the door. There's some like naked lady drugged on the floor or whatnot.
Yeah.
Walks past it. Then he sees two guys kind of making drugs. Knocks one dude out, takes the other dude by gunpoint throughout the house. They're walking slowly throughout the house. And then all of a sudden, like the glass that they walked by gets shot.
Yeah.
And then you see Van Damme rushing the dude. Dude tries taking off. Van Damme cuts through the room, knocks him into a bookcase, throws him into the cars, and they drive away getting shot at.
That was intense. It was very I really like the filmmaking in this. I enjoy the very little use of music and there's lots of intensity, and like constantly feel like a lot of tension, like something's about to happen.
It was
throughout the entire. Like, you're always scared for his daughter. You're always scared for him. And everything's always bleak. And you can tell he's hanging on by the skin of his teeth at every moment in the film, which is something very indicative of film noir, which I really enjoyed about this.
Yeah, man. I tell you, I can't tell you the last time I was really anxious with the film, to be honest.
Yeah, like I was a little like, you know.
Yeah. Him walking through the house, it was
you
just
really didn't feel safe for him
Not at
or
all,
his daughter
man.
at any point. Like I was not expecting a happy ending watching this film.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was like not surprised if he would have got killed in the middle of the film.
Yeah.
Type of thing. It was just like,
he even
what?
said to the counterfeiter, you know, in this business, there aren't any happy endings if you stay for too long. You know,
man. Yeah.
You could tell he understood how much danger he was in.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. All the meanwhile, when he's pushing the guy out, he's just fucking taking dudes out too. Like shoots the dude just easily. Man. So he asks where's his daughter at. Relax, she's safe. She's with Lisa. And they're talking about her life. We found a little bit more about her mom. She died when some guys killed her and took her car. They hijacked her. Van Damme is back at hitting his bag. The cop shows up there. He says he knows what he did in South Africa. He will bring him back there if he doesn't continue. So you go, oh, okay. You start putting two and two together. All right, well. Jan talks with him, apologizes, tells him don't ever touch my daughter again. And he's like, I promise. For the inconvenience, and throws him a big pile of money, like just a big wad of cash in an envelope. Yeah. They're trading the guy he kidnapped. Think you can handle it? Yeah. So now they're waiting in a car parking garage. It's the guy, Lisa, and Van Damme, the guy, Meert. A car pulls in. She walks over to it, gets something from the passenger side, and walks back. She's looking at it. It's okay. So then they pull the dude out of the trunk, walk him over. They'll kill me, and then they'll kill you. This is like, it got a little too confusing for me. I don't know if it was just Van Damme screwed up or like they really were going to kill him.
It looked like what happened, the hostage, he shoulder blocked, or, he rammed into one of the other, the
guys that were going to receive him. Yeah.
And then during the distraction, Van Damme probably figured that they were probably going to try to kill them, so he attacked the other one, run
right?
for it.
Yep. Yeah.
At least that's what I picked up from it.
That's
but
what I did
was
too.
a little confused by it too.
Okay.
Or maybe just in all the confusion, he just figured this is going to go bad right now, so I might as well just make a break for it. Yeah.
Exactly. And then we got a car chase.
Yeah.
It's been
classic.
We got a Van Damme car chase.
Good one too.
Yeah,
Intense.
man. In the parking garage. Yeah. Really good. The one guy Meert gets shot in the neck. The car crashes, the one that was following him. Van Damme walks over to them. He's about to shoot the dude, and then the dude's head drops. So then he walks back to the car. Jan wants to know what happened. He grabs the briefcase, looks inside it, and then they light the car on fire. We find out that those were watermarks that they traded. Van Damme is talking to the cop on the phone. He tells him to carry on. He tells his daughter he has a few things to do, but he will be back for her. And she's like, I'm not scared for you, Papa. And he leaves her with his buddy and her daughter. And his buddy's like, do you need help? He's like, no, I got to do this myself.
Yep, the big, the final showdown.
You know exactly what's going to happen. So Jan tells him he needs him to take care of Lisa because she's fragile after what happened. Van Damme arrives at her place. She won't open the door. He gets a card, opens it up. She's looking like shit.
She actually did look really rough.
Yeah,
she had brown circles around her eyes.
Yeah. So she's like, hey, I lived in a small, poor city in the south of Italy, and her dad passed away, so she started making counterfeit money to pay off her father's debts, and then she kept doing it. He talks about the carjacking, how he found the bad guys that did it. She asks if he can drop her off, so he does, and she makes her way to the docks, this big old warehouse-looking place, and she's looking at some shipment. Back to Van Damme hitting his bag. The cops arrest Lisa during all this. Then they go to the dock and open up the storage container, and there's nothing in it. He wants the cop to let Lisa go, but he won't. He's like, all right, let me talk to her. And he's, okay. And then she freaked out. You ratted us out? Why? For my daughter. And we get kind of a matter of fact, he was just like...
He just explained things as, as they were to her.
Yeah. And how basically she's just like, you sacrificed me to protect your own family. And he's like not saying no to that. He's not disagreeing. He's like, yeah, I did. And I'm sorry, I don't feel like an ass. That's my family. Yeah. But he's trying to reassure that they'll make it through this all. And she is actually kind of very understanding.
Yeah.
It's almost like she realizes I would have done the same fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. You do feel bad for him because, it's a classic double agent.
Yeah, right.
Who befriends the people that he's working with.
Exactly.
Like even the mob boss.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like
trusts
him
and consider they I don't know if it was both ways, but he definitely liked Van Damme and admired him at least.
Yep. So he goes to his house. The door's open. Jan's in there and he wants to see him. We have a big problem. Police raid. Attorney says they don't have a problem, though, but things are looking to be a bit bigger. Jan and Van Damme show up to the house where the one guy was in the beginning, and he beats the shit out of him. He thinks the dude that couldn't get the job done ratted him out. And so Jan just kills the dude. You see, once you have doubt, it's over.
It was great because he said, it could have been Van Damme that ratted you out. And he's like, this gentleman.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, man. Van Damme's just looking at him. He's like, he called him, he's like, this dirty old man could have done it. And then he's like, this gentleman has done more for me.
Yeah. You actually start to feel a little bad for him.
I know, man, right? Yeah.
He had no idea throughout the entire movie.
Yep. Lisa is now trying to print the banknotes. She's very nervous. Van Damme is sitting and waiting. She finally gets it done. She does it. Van Damme looks out. He sees the cops are coming. He walks back inside, starts to put the money in the trunks. Jan throws him a package. He puts it in. Then the police come. They are like, hands up. Except they're not doing it to Van Damme, just to Jan. Jan sees and he's like, motherfucker. So before he gets down on his knees and hands up, he shoots Van Damme in the gut, drops his gun, then puts his hands up, gets on his knees, puts his hand. Then the cops walk by, the main one that was talking to Van Damme, shoots Jan in the back of the neck, and then shoots Lisa. She's
that was
freaking
graphic
out.
too. She had her hands out, and one of the bullets went right through her hand.
That's the worst. Whenever I see that, when people do the bullet through the hand, ugh.
And then you're like, oh boy, it's really.
Yep. And then the cop says, pack it up, it's payday. Yep. Motherfucker.
Yeah. It's classic noir where there are no good guys. Everybody's dirty.
Everyone's dirty. And then Van Damme's still going, he's in fucking
he's
pain.
In and out of consciousness.
Yeah, the cop's oh, you're not dead yet.
Yeah.
Tries to kill Van Damme. Van Damme grabs him by the leg, takes him down, and then gets on top of him.
This was a pretty. This is another nail biter of a fight scene too.
I know, you were just waiting for it. He shoots his gun off right by Van Damme's head. Van Damme's like, ah! I love it when people do that.
Yeah,
when they recognize that they're like, fuck, a gun went off right next to my ear. I'm deaf.
That's permanent hearing damage.
Yeah, and Nico, for fuck's sake! Van Damme just kills the cop. Dude.
Beats him to
death. Yep, just keeps punching him over and over. Falls off on him, lays there like he's dead as two guys rush in. The guy kicks Van Damme over to look at him. Van Damme pulls out his gun and then shoots both those dudes to death. A car drives by. Van Damme gets up, boom, 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 and
stops.
It stops and then starts going in reverse. And I was like, oh, it's a manual, right?
Oh, I wondered about. That makes sense.
I was wondering. I was like, what happened here? So that was
such a satisfying scene to watch.
Oh, dude,
yeah.
He looks at Lisa, she's just dead. He makes his way to a vehicle, gets in. He's in really rough shape. He rings his phone. His daughter asks if he's okay. I'm coming. And we see the car starts very slowly, and the scene ends.
Yep.
So we don't know.
Classic
what happened.
Ending.
Yep.
Classic noir ending.
Yep.
Where
did he make it? Did he not? He was looking pretty rough.
Spot? Yeah,
exactly.
He was looking really rough.
So, yeah. Holy shit, the bouncer. That's the bouncer. Trivia for this. There's not a lot. Not so surprising. It was announced in January that filming would take place in Damme. The production announces, however, that the places did not correspond to the expectations of the production. The shots finally take place in Namur, another city in the Walloon region. I am an American, and I don't understand that geography.
That's all you have
whatsoever.
to say. I am an American.
Yep. We'll start filming in February 2017 in Damme, Belgium. So it was supposed to be Belgium, I guess, then? Huh?
Yeah, I think they mentioned something about it being in Belgium.
The film is a radical and artistic change in JPVD's filmography, a dark, gloomy, violent film.
Yep.
0 of 2 people found that interesting. Sorry, guys.
I mean, it's kind of obvious, but
I know,
it's
right?
factual.
It is very obvious. Yeah, very factual. Very obvious. So, yeah, that was the bouncer, man. I mean, we talked about it pretty much through the movie. What were some of your favorite spots? Was there anything that was a little disappointing to you, or did you like it, just all of it?
No, there wasn't really anything that disappointing about it. I really enjoyed the bleakness. What a big departure it was for Van Damme. I felt it really played to his strengths, the way, the stoicism, how stoic of a character he was. He had very little dialogue throughout this entire film.
Yeah, man.
I liked how it was a bilingual film.
Mm-hmm.
And really,
I love when he does that.
Yeah,
stuff,
it lended
man.
to the realism.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the characters in it. I thought they were all pretty well, they're all believable, fleshed out, 3-dimensional characters. There weren't really any characters that were just generic mob goon number 6.
Yeah, right? Yeah. It was a very small crew.
Yeah.
It was very like, hey, we can't have a lot of people on our crew because of what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, they were going to kill him in his car. They're like, you only have one phone number in your phone. You know, everyone knows he's hiding something. And then we find out what it is exactly he's hiding.
I really like I liked his character, you know, the tragic past, how the tragic present, the presumable tragic future.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, this was just a very depressing film.
Oh, dude, it was. And I think that might be one of the, just another reason why some people don't like it.
Yeah.
They don't like watching depressing films.
Like, I like the fact that he was really badass in it, but it was still, like, it wasn't beyond the realm of human achievement. Like,
exactly.
Like the fight scene between him and the other guys who were, you know, the interview for the job, how, like, he got knocked out for half of it and then got up towards the end.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And, you know, just like he's constantly beat up and constantly trying to deal with the, you know, treading water and it's going over his head and things are just getting worse and worse for him. And
yeah, man.
Yeah, you know, the more I talk about it, the more I actually enjoy it. Like, I would probably give this probably a 7 or 8 on the split scale.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would give it an 8. I really enjoyed it. Maybe even an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a solid 8.
After I rewatch it.
Like, if you enjoy gritty, if you enjoy gritty crime, like, dramas, like stuff like Eastern Promises or, you know.
Yeah, right.
Or like Copland or.
But if you don't have the time, maybe that's my one criticism.
It was too short.
I am always like, I do not want to watch a 2-hour film.
Yeah.
But this is one of the only times where I would have been like, that's okay. That's really okay. But maybe the fact that it was this short kind of made it even better.
They accomplished a lot in the amount of time.
They did.
Too,
without
it almost didn't feel like it was such a short film.
I know, man. It was I think what IMDb said, like an hour 34 or something, but it was not that. It was seriously like an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says an hour and 34 minutes.
And it wasn't, I mean, it didn't feel rushed though.
It didn't at all. So, yeah. Good film.
Would highly recommend.
Yeah, definitely.
It was just so different and a breath of fresh air from his current. He's done a lot of dark and gritty films, but
most
of them are very play by numbers, and I don't really.
Exactly. Yeah, like what was it, like Kill 'Em All?
Yeah, like normally I complain about his gritty films, and like I want to, him to be the classic '80s and early '90s JCVD, but this one I loved, and I wish he'd make more movies like this.
I know, right? Yeah. So good on him.
Hell yeah.
Very happy about it. Glad that we get to review another one. Mm-hmm. There's another one coming out next month in February. I believe it's called We Die Young. So I'm very looking much forward to that.
Hell yeah.
We'll see how that goes. If it's going to be any worse or better or the same, I don't know.
I hope it's as good or better.
Yeah, right? I hope
it's kind of a, hard act to follow, really.
It really is, right? It really is. So we'll see how it goes. I am very excited, though. While we record this, I am looking at a DVD that we have sitting here in the studio behind closed doors. So we're going to be reviewing that shortly.
Yes, we got a hold of it.
Yeah, we did. And thanks to Jeff, we have a region-free DVD, so we can actually watch it. So
always a bonus instead of trying to stare at the rings on the disc and interpret them.
Exactly. That's the hardest part.
It is. It's strain on the eyes.
It is, man. That's exactly it. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think that's a good way to end it. Thank you for 100 episodes. Kind of crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. 100 episodes.
It's been a joy from start to finish.
It's nice. I am not trying to brag or anything. It's awesome to see that I have another show that's made it to 100 episodes.
Fuck yeah, man.
Like that's the nice.
This
thing,
isn't an easy one to reach 100 episodes with either.
Exactly, right. And I think we did a good job. I think people really. I actually had a guy on Twitter. Actually,
yeah.
I'll bring it up. I just remember this. There's a couple things I want to bring up on Twitter. Actually, thank you to all who tweet at us. Thank you to those.
We appreciate your feedback.
Yeah, seriously. For whatever it is, whether you just want to talk with us or what, we enjoy it. Lee actually told me a couple weeks ago. I found out. Let's see. Oh, and I have more. I have more replies. That's the downside. I have so many Twitter accounts that I forget who. Like it doesn't let me know. It doesn't let me know anymore who tweets at me and stuff. Only certain times. And the downside is because we don't follow too many people with the Dammecast. Yeah, it gives me a bunch of crap, and my notices that it's like I don't care about this stuff. So Lee told us back at the end of December, Ringo Lamb passed away, actually.
Oh,
He was
no
only
kidding.
63 years old.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, what a bummer. So, yeah, rest in peace, Ringo Lamb. We got a tweet from Film Fam Hey 1986 saying, "Hey guys, please fast track the release of the King of the Kickboxers episode. It's available for streaming on Amazon Prime. Thanks in advance." Told him, "Bro, we got you." It's like, "We got you, fam. Episode 69. We already did it, dude."
Hell yeah, our lucky number.
That's right. And let's see what else we got here. We're just reading tweets on it's episode 100. Lee is one of the best to go back and forth with us, to correspond with us. Lee says he was 100. He was 100 years old. He was 11 years old when he saw his first JCVD movie. It's no exaggeration to say it changed my life.
Hell yeah, could not agree more.
Seriously.
I was going
to say, how old were you when you...
Oh, maybe 4 or 3?
Yeah, dude, I was young.
It was always on WXON. Like, they'd always replay Bloodsport and Kickboxer and Cyborg.
Mm-hmm.
3 of my favorites.
Downriver Top Team, one of the shows on the Pod Bros Network, actually tweeted at us 3 days ago. Sorry, Damon. Dolph Lundgren's daughter left, JCVD daughter's right. And they're boxing, kickboxing.
Whoa! I've never seen Dolph Lundgren's daughter.
I did not either, but definitely.
She's also 6'11".
Yep.
Dolph is 6'5", right? He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a big dude, man. He is. So yeah, that's what we got going on. Thank you, everyone, once again. 100 episodes. It's
Couldn't
awesome.
have done it without you.
Seriously.
Your interest is what keeps us going.
Yeah. Really, really much so. Our patrons, the listeners, everyone, people who correspond with us, all the other JCVD fans that actually like and comment when we randomly post on a JCVD thread. Hey, we did that episode when Van Damme's like, "Remember this movie?" I'm like, "Yeah, we do, because we just did that. We reviewed it." And people like it. The random people that just liked our name and were like, "I'm going to retweet you guys just because of your name. Thank you." That also. So thank you all so much. We truly appreciate it. As we're getting closer and closer to the end of Van Damme, the Jean-Pod Van Damme cast, we're excited. We're a little bit sad, but that's why we're continuing on with some of our other action film star that we enjoy. So
some fun ones.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Thank you all so much for listening. I am John.
And I am Jeff.
You've been listening to another episode of the Jean-Pod Van Damme cast. Bonjour, papa.